Hello YouTube, it's your boy Adam here. In this video we're going to be doing something a little different from the usual how to play a comp. We're going to be breaking down the top 10 strongest comps in the meta at the moment. Before we do get into it, some of these comps I'm going to mention I already have made videos for in my other YouTube videos, so go check those out if you want to learn a specific comp. For the ones I have not done, I will be making videos for them in the future, so please consider subscribing. I do upload multiple times a week with guides and clips for TFT, so subscribe for more. And please do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it took me quite a while to do. Okay, let's start off with number 10 in the meta currently. Before I do get into it, all the data used in this video is from master players and above, so keep that in mind. Just because a comp isn't in the top 5 in the meta doesn't mean you can't win with it. Don't feel obliged to play the strongest comp. You can win with any comp depending on your luck and the lobby, so you have to play what the game gives you. Number 10 on the list is currently 4 Knights Jax. This looks to run the 4 strongest Knights alongside Skirmisher Jax. The average placement for this comp is 4.47. The comp has a really low pick rate, meaning if you was to play this comp there's a good chance you'll be uncontested, but be aware that Jax is viable as a secondary carry in other comps, so make sure you scout to see how many people are holding or playing Jax before attempting to play this comp. If you have GA Runans, you can look to play Kale instead. BIS items for Jax is Bloodthirster, Last Whisper and Titan's Vow. Tank items go on to Galio, and utility items like Zeke's or Banshee's Claw go on to Fresh. Coming in at number 9 is 4 Knights Draven. Draven is strong at the moment, but he feels as like he just isn't there yet. He needs that little bit more. So hopefully the buffing he's getting in 11.19 allows him to be higher up on the list. This comp looks to run 4 Forgotten alongside 3 Skirmishers, and Aurelia gives Draven Legionnaire that little bit more attack speed and healing. The average placement for this comp is 4.45 and also has a really low pick rate, so if you are struggling to hit an Felios or a Lucian, you can look to pivot to Draven. Unless you hit Draven free, it can be hard to first place, but if you have everything 2-star, this comp can top 4. Best in slot for Draven is Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, Runan's Tempest. Tank items go on to Hecarim, and you need to try and get Hecarim free. Utility items go on to Fresh. If you do get a Spatula, then Cavalier Nautilus is always a good choice. Moving on to number 8, we have our boy Lucian. This is the 6th Sentinel variation of the comp, looking to run Senna Lucian as Cannoneers, and Akshan as a secondary carry when you do find him. I have just made a video on this comp, so click the link on screen now if you want to check that out. This comp has an average placement of 4.44 and a sky high pick rate of 1.05. That's the highest on the list, so a lot of people at the moment are trying to play a Lucian. So if you do think about running Lucian, make sure you find him first before pivoting into this comp, as there's a good chance someone else is trying to play a Lucian as well and could be holding all the Lucians. So make sure you scout before making any decisions. BIS for Lucian is Infinity Edge, Dual Gauntlet and Giant Slayer. Any damage items left over go on to Akshan. Galio is your frontline, so all tank items go on to him, and Senna holds all Banshee's Claw, Zeke's and Ice Cream Cones, aka Chalice of Power. Number 7 in the list is Kale. This is a 6th Legionnaire variant of Kale, giving him even more attack speed out of the gate. If I'm honest, I haven't seen anyone running this comp currently, so it could be a go-to whilst no one knows about it. Average placement for this comp is 4.35 with a pick rate of 0.22, so a strong chance nobody else is playing this. If you were running 4 Legionnaires and found that early Kale, why not give it a try and see how it goes? You want to look to 3-star Aatrox so you can survive that little bit longer as your frontline, alongside with Hecarim and Rel. BIS for Kale is Deathblade or Hodge, Guardian Angel and Gwynsu's. You can also look to put damage items onto Draven. With 6 Legionnaire, Draven will be throwing out damage. Utility items like Zeke's and Banshee's go on to Riven. Coming in at number 6 is Karma. This is the 6th Dawnbringer variation of Karma with the Revenant frontline. Karma is like Draven in the meta at the moment. She just isn't there yet, she just needs that little bit more of help for her to be a strong contender for a viable carry. But if you do find an early blue buff, you can look to play Karma. With strong items and a level 2 board, this comp can top 4 quite easily. Average placement for this comp is 4.34 and has a moderate pick rate of 0.60, so there's a good chance someone else could be trying to play Karma. In the event you find a Teemo, I would probably drop the 2 weaker Dawnbringers and go for 4 Invokers, as this is a much stronger late game board. BIS for Karma is Blue Buff, Dual Gauntlet and Rabadon's Ascended Deathcap. Tank items go onto Garen for your frontline, utility items go over to Soraka. Ice Cream Cone is your best friend in this comp, the more AP the better. Volley can also hold Morello and a Dawnbringer emblem if you find one. Moving into our top 5, at number 5 we have Yasuo. Yasuo recently received a nerf, but it hasn't affected him too much and is still a strong carry. This comp runs 4 Nightbringer alongside Skirmishers. In this comp you want to slow roll at level 7 to find Yasuo free and Lee Sin free, as these are your main carries. This comp has an average placement of 4.29 and a low pick rate of 0.19. It seems in Masters and above people have gone off the idea of Yasuo, but I know in low reloads he is still used a lot, so don't let that low pick rate fool you. Depending on your reload, there's a good chance someone else in your lobby is playing Yasuo, so make sure you use Scout to see if you can contested. BIS for Yasuo is Runan's, Hand of Justice and Rapid Light Cannon, allowing him to auto and cast more without having to move as much. Utility items go onto Aurelia, and tank items can go on Lee Sin. Frozen Heart is also really good on Diana, slowing down the backline. At number 4, we have a Felios. This comp is also known as 200 Years and is a strong S tier comp in the meta at the moment. I have also recently made a guide for this video. There will be a link on screen now if you want to learn how to play this comp. This comp looks to run lots of small synergies to buff your carries, allowing them to pump out more damage. We have Revenant, Ranger, Nightbringer, Mystic, Invoker and Helion. This comp is centered around Felios and Akshan, but Teemo is also crucial to the comp, slowing down the tempo of the fight for Felios to cast, as it can take a while to get going. This comp has an average placement of 4.27 and a pick rate of 0.39, meaning other people are playing it, so ensure you scout before going for it. BIS for Felios is Deathblade, Bloodthirster and Guinsoo's. Akshan is your secondary carry, all extra damage items go onto him. If you find Akshan 2 and have a Felios 2 and are still losing, look to transfer items over to Akshan, as he can carry more than a Felios. Frozen Heart is very good on Diana, and utility items like Zeeks and Banshees go into Lulu. Volibear is also very good at holding Morellos. Moving on to number 3, we have Chokebook. This is a strong S tier comp that recently took a nerf, but you can still win games depending on your luck finding early 1-cost units. This comp looks to play a 6 Dawnbringer with Kha'Zix, Gragas, Soraka and Pyke all 3-star, so this means early on you should not level, wait till you get 50 gold and roll to hit your 1-cost and 2-costs. This comp has an average placement of 4.12 and a pick rate of 0.11, so a lot of people have stopped playing the comp since the nerf, but I myself have played it and it's still really strong. Look to go for this comp if you find a lot of Kha'Zixes and Gragases early. Make sure to scout. If someone else is trying to play this comp, it can lead to a quick 7th and 8th. If someone else is contesting you, look to pivot to something else. BIS for Kha'Zix is Infinity Edge, Hand of Justice and Guardian Angel. Tank items go onto Gragas. Radiant Stoneplate is extremely good on Gragas, making him tank for an eternity. Other good tank items consist of Warmogs, Brambles and Dragon's Claw. Coming in at our number 2 spot is Callista Carry. This comp consists of 4 knights, 3 redeemed. The idea of this comp, just like Chokebook, is to lose early and pick up all the Callista, Aatroxes and Leonas you can find, making them all 3-star. This comp has an average placement of 4.10 and a low pick rate of 0.19. Like mentioned before, if you are finding multiple copies of Callista, Aatrox and Leona, you can look to go this comp. If other people are running these units, you may struggle to 3-star and may need to play something else. Your main carry is Callista, BIS for her is Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, Runans. Tank items like Brambles, Sunfire and Dragon's Claw can either go on Leona or Aatrox. The utility items like Zeeks, Ice Cream Cone and Banshees go on to Fresh. So here we are, number 1. If you made it this far into the video, leave a comment saying Poggers so I know who my real friends are. So the moment you've all been waiting for, in our number 1 spot, is Vayne. Vayne recently took a nerf to her true damage, but that hasn't affected her too much as she still has the highest placement in the game with an average of 3.87 and a pick rate of 0.13. In this comp you are looking to 3-star Vayne and other units like Hecarim, Fresh and Misfortune. For the variation on screen you can see, you need a Ranger Spatula as Vayne takes too long to get going otherwise. BIS for Vayne is Guinsoo's, Runan's Hurricane and Runan's Tempest, allowing you to be hitting 3 units each auto. Tank items like Stoneplate, Sunfire and Warmogs go onto Hecarim, allowing him to survive long enough for Vayne to shred through the enemy team. Utility items like Zeeks and Banshees go on to Misfortune. MF is also ideally who you want to hold the Rangeless Spatula, letting her cast quicker. This comp is very strong, but the only downside to this comp is Dragon's Claw. If the enemy is running Dragon's Claw, then Vayne is going to kill herself very quickly with her autos. If you see any early Dragon Claws, do not play this comp as you're going to struggle to beat those teams. So there you have it, the top 10 strongest comps in the meta at the moment. Like I said at the beginning, just because a comp isn't 10th doesn't mean it can't beat any of the higher up comps. This video is just to give you an idea of all the possible strong comps you can play at the moment. Giving you a look and the lobby, any comp on this list can win games. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like, as it did take me a while to make, and please subscribe for more TFT content and guides. Also, if you want to take a look at my channel, there is some TFT videos and guides I have out now. Let me know in the comment what comp you want to see a guide on next, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Thank you all so much for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, peace.